This is San Diego News Daily.
Hello and welcome to San Diego News Daily for this Sunday, December 28th. I'm Audra Stafford. While most local beaches remain open this weekend, the heavy Christmas week storms left an aftermath of potential danger and pollution along our coast. The San Diego County Department of Environmental Health and Quality issued a rain contamination advisory from San Onofre south to Imperial Beach. That includes Tourmaline Beach, La Jolla Children's Pool, and Mission Bay. The county suggests you avoid any activities like swimming, surfing, or diving in the ocean for at least 72 hours.
Infections. I've been to the doctor, had a few in my ears, had some cuts get infected, so I tried to be careful now. I learned my lessons.
A lot of plastic in the water, a lot of ear infections. I recommend just waiting.
You can find updates about the county's water quality at sdbeachinfo.com. The post-holiday travel rush continues today. AAA predicting a record-breaking holiday travel season this year, and today is expected to be one of the busiest days. So if you're heading to San Diego International Airport to pick up or drop off, the busiest times are expected to be between 4 and 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., and 8 p.m. to midnight. If you're hitting the road, more than 122 million Americans were expected to travel more than 50 miles this holiday, with 110 million of them driving to their destination. If you're driving this weekend, it's best to leave before 11 a.m. or after 8 p.m. Well, there are nearly 800 new laws going into effect in California in the new year, and quite a few of them have to do with employment rights and wages. NBC 7's Adonis Albright breaks down some of the big ones that could affect pretty much everyone with a job.
There are a handful of new laws that will go into effect here in California on January 1st. Among them, of course, include a higher minimum wage, advance mass layoff notices required by employers, as well as a good faith salary range for new and prospective hires. California's minimum wage will go up to $16.90 an hour in 2026.
I'm always a big fan of it. I don't believe that raising a minimum wage is going to shut businesses down. If your business can't afford to pay people or raising a minimum wage, something's wrong with your business plan.
A recent report from the United Ways of California showed that roughly 31% of households in San Diego County are struggling to make ends meet. A family of four would have to make at least $116,000 a year to provide the basics. Rosen believes this new minimum wage isn't enough to meet that threshold, but any attempt to increase it more, he says, would be met with pushback.
I imagine if they did that, the knee-jerk reaction is going to be raise prices.
Back in October, Governor Gavin Newsom signed Senate Bill 642 into law. The legislation requires employers to post a realistic pay range reflecting what they will actually pay a new hire, as opposed to a broad range. As it stands now, you might see a salary on a job listing ranging from $60,000 to $90,000 a year.
Why go through all these hoops if you find out at the end of the day you're going to be making less than what you're already making, or it's not a fair compensation for what you're going to be doing?
The final jobs report of the year showed unemployment at 4.6% in November, marking a 4-year high. Thousands of people were laid off from major companies like Amazon, UPS, and Microsoft. SB 617 will require employers to provide written notice when making mass layoffs. They also have to provide information on the statewide food assistance program, CalFresh.
It gives everyone a nice edge to know, like, okay, it's coming, I better start looking, better beef up my resume, better take that course I could be taking.
Some of the other new laws will allow workers to use either sick leave or even unpaid leave if their family happens to be the victim of a crime and they have to go to court. There's also new enforcement around tips, and if employers are caught stealing that money from their workers, they could face a fine or even civil action. From the Embarcadero, I'm Adonis Albright for NBC 7.
Heads up, if you're planning to ring in the new year around San Diego, MTS wants to help you celebrate safely, so they're offering free rides on New Year's Eve. Those free rides will be available on all MTS bus and trolley routes after 6 p.m. Wednesday. They're also extending their trolley services until 3 a.m. to ensure people have a safe option to get home. To get a full list of the extended rides being offered, just head to sdmts.com. Got a lot of changes coming for this last week of 2025. NBC7 meteorologist Angelica Campos will have a look at your weather right after this.
You count on breaking news
People running in the streets, they have their kids, they have their pets.
and help preparing for the unexpected.
Small fire right now. We'll keep an eye on it.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view
We're so human.
and your voice being heard.
We need help.
You count on in-depth reporting
It's a mess, and it's making people sick.
because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
Drier, sunnier conditions for today. Here's the forecast and what to expect. It is going to be a warmer Sunday, and actually that trend will continue for the next few days. We have Santa Ana winds in place, and these winds could reach between 20-40 miles per hour, but at its peak up to 60 miles an hour. So a high wind watch will begin at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning through Tuesday afternoon. It is for our mountains and valleys, and you can see that we do have some clouds. Most of them are in the upper levels of the atmosphere, so you're going to see those high wispy clouds today. A high wind watch starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. And here's the future weather. You can see those gusts between 20-30 miles per hour this afternoon. Also breezy into the coastal communities with those winds right around 15 miles an hour. Then we head into Monday and the winds get stronger for areas like Ramona, Alpine, with those winds could reach over 40 miles per hour. And this kind of wind is strong enough to potentially bring down trees, power lines, make difficult driving conditions. So some of the things we're going to be dealing with for the next couple of days. If you have any decorations, loose objects, anything that could get blown by the wind, something to potentially take care of before that wind begins. Perhaps a good idea to do so. And it's not just the wind. We're going to be talking about the potential for wet weather. The chances will begin Wednesday, and it could be here all the way through the weekend. So we're going to see several days of wet weather. As high pressure moves away and those Santa Anas start to wind down, we'll see the potential for rain as early as Wednesday afternoon across our county. But again, once it gets started, it'll be here for several days. So we'll have multiple days with a chance for rain. Mid-60s this afternoon along the coast, 70s into areas like Poway, Julian 53 degrees, 68 in Ramona. Also in the upper 60s in Valley Center and Borrego Springs. Those temperatures will continue warming up in our 10-day forecast, but just briefly looking at 70s on Monday. Clouds will start building ahead of the next storm system on Tuesday, even with those Santa Ana winds in place for the early part of the day. It could get breezy at times into our inland communities this afternoon, expecting stronger winds tomorrow with that high wind watch going into effect at 4 a.m., including valleys, foothills, and mountains until Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures will stay in the 50s in the mountains with the potential for showers and that chance continuing into the weekend. Audra?
Thanks, Angelica. Well, hundreds of military members, veterans, and their families are still feeling the holiday spirit this weekend after being treated to a special Christmas Day meal. San Diego's Rise and Shine Hospitality Group held its annual dinner for about 300 guests. The veterans were invited through the Wounded Warriors Project. Kids were also given toys, and of course, Santa Claus, the big guy, made a special appearance to wish them a Merry Christmas. Some of the folks we spoke to said they've been coming to this dinner for the last few years, and it's always a highlight for them around this time of year because they get to reconnect with their fellow veterans.
It's nice to be around other people whose families are the same, maybe they're going through the same. So it just feels a place where you feel safe and comfortable. You know, it's like a family.
We have the opportunity to connect with the families, bring a little bit of joy and camaraderie, particularly on a day that could be troubling for some. They would love to spend time with their family, but then also with those brothers and sisters that they serve in the military. And for some of them, that no longer will be possible. That they were in conflict during this time years ago. And so for them, this is an opportunity to kind of rekindle that military camaraderie and know that they're not alone.
So this was the 14th year in a row that the organization hosted the Christmas dinner for the military. What a great event. Happy holidays to all of them, and thank you all for your service. There's so much more coverage you can count on at NBC7.com, and of course, you can always find us on your Roku or Samsung Smart TV app. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Audra Stafford.